it's so surreal at the moment because we've spent weeks just not telling anyone and completely keeping it a secret. That now that it's out, it's just completely surreal. It's like reliving that moment all over again.
And Nadia, just cast your mind back to that moment when you did find out you'd finally won. And when we saw your husband and your children there, what did they all say to you? It was a special moment, wasn't it?
It was a special moment, and they know that I toiled and struggled and really fought through those weeks. And I think that moment was just, I can't even remember a lot of it because it was such a blur and we were so happy and excited. But it was just one of the best moments of my life.
Just tell us a little bit, I mean, so many people will have watched the programme, but a little bit about you and your history. And you wanted to do baking because your dad didn't make puddings, is that right?
Well, yeah, we come from a culture where there's no dessert, there's no such concept of dessert after dinner, and we never grew up with a dessert. And it was only when I'd gone to school I'd understood that, oh, actually, you can have dessert after having food. And I think it was just baking with my home economics teacher that just got me into baking, and I just got the bug ever since and never really looked back after that.
It was a real roller coaster of emotions for you, Nadia. So many people talked about how animated your face was. Every time, when it went badly, when it went well, it was a real roller coaster for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I never knew my face really did that, to be honest. It was like acrobatics. Had no idea my face did that, and it's just, even now when I look back and I watch it, every time I feel something, I can see it on my face.
Tell us about your children as well, because we can see how utterly delighted they were, and it must have been really tough for them trying to keep this secret too.
They were better than some grown-ups, honestly. They were amazing at keeping the secret, and they were so good, and they were so proud, and they knew how important it was not to say anything, and they were just the most excited little children that I've ever seen, and they're so good, and watching that back just makes me emotional all over again.
And it's funny to think back, isn't it, Nadia? But everyone said before the series, you were genuinely nervous, weren't you? Not only about the baking itself, but even entering the competition in the first place.
Yeah, my husband tried to get me to apply 2 years ago, and I just said, look, I don't have the confidence to do something like this. And this year he pretty much forced me and said, look, you're really good and you're really clever and you should just do this. And, what's the worst that will happen? You won't get in, but at least you will have tried. And those were his famous last words. And I did it, and I went in and I applied, and every stage of the process felt unlikely, as if it wasn't meant to happen. And then every stage just, little by little, it happened, and my confidence just grew, just very little, but it grew, and and this happened. How bizarre.
Just very quickly, are you still scared of Paul Hollywood? You're not, are you?
He's not. He's lovely. He's actually he's lovely. He's really nice. I'm not scared of him.